Over the past month, I've been working on Alter, and I think I've gotten a lot done. I've worked to build better AI and combat, I've done a little bit of level design and world building, gave Alter some more of his powers, and then finally, I got a character design for Alter, with a little bit of help from some AI. Wanna know how it turns out? Stay tuned. By the way, if you guys want to help support the project, I set up a Patreon. It's in the link below. Check it out if you can. Thank you so much. Anyways, hi. I'm Josh. Editing was kind of hard and time consuming, so I decided to just sit in front of my camera instead. I hope you enjoy this switch. It's easier and quicker for me, and hopefully it gives you guys a bit more of a face to the project, aside from Alter's face. So I went back to working on combat and AI. Yes, the combat and AI, that was the bane of my existence. First things first, I changed the model from the default Unreal Engine 5 mannequin to a soldier that I stole from Mixamo. I wanted to make this change to distinguish Alter from all of the random enemies. It was an important change too because I had to figure out how to change the models between the Unreal Engine skeleton and the Mixamo skeleton. For some reason, even though nearly all the bones are in the same spots, just the fact that they have different names between arm L and L arm, that's enough to completely break Unreal Engine and make nothing work. Once I figured that all out, I got the model working. Minus the head and the arms and the hands. I got to cleaning up my spaghetti code, and I started redoing the entire enemy attack cycle. Before, enemies would just decide they were going to attack you, run to you, and then throw a punch. Now, the enemy makes a very obvious announcement, yelling out to Alter, "Hey, I'm about to punch you!" And then they throw their punch. This gives the player a chance to see who's about to punch them, and it also gives them the chance to do this. That was a parry. That was a parry. So now when the player is getting attacked, they can parry the opponent who's about to attack them. Once that was finished, I played some Gotham Knights to see what I didn't want my game to look like. Then I noticed some of the bad guys in that game have guns, so I should give some of my bad guys guns too. They didn't actually shoot or anything, so I had to program that in. After a little bit of work, I got the shooting AI actually working. Now the AI will spend a couple seconds deciding where they're going to shoot, and then they'll shoot at you. This gives the player more to worry about, and it adds variety to the combat. I definitely enjoy the fighting in the game so much more now because of the extra variety. Instead of just spamming the attack button, you now have to move around and dodge bullets in order to not die, making the battles so much more engaging. Speaking of variety, I also added the 3 other powers I mentioned in the last devlog. Last time I showed off all the teleporting, but since then, I've added invisibility, health regeneration, and super strength. What's that? Last episode I didn't say health regeneration. I said you could freeze time? Oh. Well, I started working on the powers. Now when you press different buttons on the D-pad, Alter will do a different power, similar to how the weapon wheels work in Grand Theft Auto. If you press up on your D-pad and you're not at full health, Alter will automatically begin healing himself. If you press down, Alter will play an animation and become invisible. This was largely inspired by the invisibility power in Miles Morales, but if I remember correctly, the invisibility power was also very overpowered in the Spider-Man game, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that. It looks cool though. If you press left on the D-pad, Alter gains his signature ability to teleport. Then, if you press right, Alter will turn an ugly, bright shade of purple. Oh yeah, and he gains super strength. You can't really see it right now, but when you're in super strength, Alter does double the damage to the enemy AIs. I want to mess around a lot more to make it obvious you have super strength when you're hitting the other people. I'm gonna play around with it, maybe add some ragdolls or something, because those never cause any problems for games. Plus, they look funny. Also, in the UI now, I have a working health bar for Alter, and I have a working power bar. This power bar will go down as you're using your powers. Depending on what power you use, it goes down a different amount. It also regenerates itself over time, so you don't run out of power forever. After this, I did some world building, because I realized programming sucks. I was stuck deciding whether I wanted Alter to be placed in Los Angeles or Las Vegas. I decided really early on I didn't want Alter to be in New York because it seems like every superhero is in New York City, and I wanted to spread the super love across the states. You know, let's visit around the world more, and by around the world I mean in the same exact country, just on the opposite side. I did what I'm sure Stan Lee and Steve Ditko did when they were deciding where their characters should be located. I flipped a coin. Las Vegas won, which I was pretty happy about, even though Los Angeles makes way more sense because I live closer to Los Angeles and it'd be easier for me to get reference photos because I could just drive over there. I went to Vegas like 2 weeks ago and it was really cool. So we're going to Vegas. Just think of Alter running down the strip, teleporting along the neon signs and the big TV backgrounds. That was just too cool for me to pass on. Now, The moment that I think you've all been waiting for. Finally, the AI made character design. But first, let me just say, AI art is a very controversial topic right now. Artists aren't exactly happy that people are opting to use AI instead of actual artists, and I get where they're coming from. I mean, if I spent my entire life perfecting and mastering my craft just for it to be stolen by some AI, I would be furious. The problem with Alter is it's a passion project. I can't afford to actually pay a real artist, and if I could, I wouldn't be able to pay him sufficiently enough to actually make up for the work that he's doing for me. AI art is the only way that I could really afford to pay for actual art for this game. I'm obviously not going to be using any of this AI art as promotional material or anything. This art is really just concepts that I can use to get a general idea of what I want Alter to look like. If I could afford to get an actual artist, I would. It's just where Alter is currently at right now. The only money that the project really gets is the extras I could scrape over. I don't think that big companies or big game studios should be switching out their actual artists for AI artists. It's unfair to artists to have their whole livelihoods taken away just to be replaced by some mediocre computer. Because at the end of the day, AI might make okay art, but nothing can really compare to what a real artist can make. Anyways, AI talk over. Let's show Alter. Well, boom. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's not the AI generated drawing. That's me crappily recreating the AI drawing and Las Vegas Boulevard at the same time. I'm sorry. Bam! This is Alter. I got multiple AI generated photos, and together they showed me plenty of things. They showed me what I liked and disliked in the character designs and what I wanted and didn't want on Alter's costume. They all turned out really cool, and I'd love to hear everyone's feedback on the mix of Alter designs. What designs caught your eye? What designs made you want to bleach your eyes? Tell me anything. I want to send some of these over to a 3D modeler, and I also eventually want to get Alter drawn by an actual artist. It'd be pretty cool to see Alter drawn by an actual experienced comic book artist. Maybe then we can compare the AI artist to the actual artist, and we could see how much better a real life artist would be. Any hoozles, that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed the second devlog. A lot of progress was made, but there's still a lot of progress that has to be made. So, if you want to see more of this project, please make sure to like and subscribe. Also, the Patreon is in the link below. Check it out if you want some small perks, but honestly, it's mainly just so you can help out Alter as a project. Maybe so we can get some actual artists working in the game. Anyways, thank you for watching, and adios.